Paddy Davitt then here with me. I need to get your reaction to that then, Pat. What did you make of that that game of football you've just witnessed?
Yes. Well, I mean, the sending offs, to quote Mr. Holloway, bizarre. He's never seen anything like that, and he's been inside the game a lot longer than I've been outside the game, so, it was bizarre, but really, Naismith's header, late header, just maybe gives it a slightly different reflection. More of the same, and another performance like we've seen for the last month. No aggression, no real appetite, no application. And as I say, probably the late goal from Norwich, and Jacobs hit the bar. They've had one or two other bits that might just take the edge off it, allied to Martin Olsen effectively meaning Norwich played best part of the whole game with 10 men, but let's not kid ourselves, it was more of the same, sadly.
Yeah, I guess the late rally only goes so far to helping paper over the cracks slightly. Where do we go from here then? Where do Norwich City go from here? That's the crucial question everyone's going to be asking after this, given the pressure there's been on beforehand and the questions people are asking now.
Well, I mean, ultimately, those fans, they were making it pretty clear, I thought, in the second half, 3,000 plus of them. I wouldn't say I got the sense there was a tipping point with a majority of those, and it was time for the manager to go, but it's getting to that point now, and the reality is it's not really about keeping him in post and what a good guy he is or whatever. It's the hard realities as we stand here in the Bells in the main stand with the wind whipping through. It is a cold wind blowing through on Norwich's season. 4 league defeats, it's not good enough. You're not going to do anything if you're losing games in bunches like that, and ultimately the buck stops with the manager. So we're now in a state of how long do they give him as a board? Basically, they're the ultimate power brokers, but as I've already put online, for me it's the fans. They will decide, and if the majority of those feel he is no longer the man, then that will pretty rapidly filter through to the people who actually do the hiring and firing. We heard warm words from the owners, the chief exec, before the international break, and as I say, they might point to certain mitigating factors here today, but the reality is, wake up tomorrow, have a look in your newspapers, and it's a 4th straight league defeat, so that's all really that matters, isn't it? So you don't know, it's a hard one. I guess because of the last 20 minutes, as opposed to if it had gone 3-4, 5-0 and we'd had another Brighton on our hands, then it's pretty clear then, isn't it? He's gone, but it might just limp on now, and Derby next week, we'll see what that brings.
The manager's going to hang around though, isn't he? He's still, to me, his body language still says he's the man who feels he could turn it around.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, no, I mean he's down. He's very disappointed. You can tell that. He didn't really want me to put words in his mouth about the world's against him at the minute. When you see something like what happened with Martin Olsen there after 2 or 3 minutes, as he said, your whole week's work effectively goes out the window. Then it's easy probably to feel that is a well, maybe it's time now. Nothing I'm doing seems to be working. If you get into that mindset, I wouldn't say he's there from the sense we've got there after the game that he basically feels he's at the end of his tether. He's certainly gonna fight on and back himself and his own ability to turn it around. But as I say, at the risk of repeating myself, it's bottom line. What's the result? The result's another defeat. That's 4 in the league. Cup exit as well. Changing players, same result as when he was loyal to his players. So ultimately, he said after Leeds, buck stops with him. If the buck stops with him, then he won't be long for this world, I'm afraid.
And there we go. Cheers, Pat. Thank you very much. Cheers all for watching. Don't have nightmares.